known as enamel. Number 2, this layer is known as dentine. And then this layer, innermost layer, is known as pulp cavity. Now, what's the role of enamel? Enamel is the hardest layer. Enamel is the hardest layer of the teeth. Now, synthesis of the enamel, it requires fluoride. So what is enamel? Enamel is the outermost hardest layer of the teeth, and the synthesis of the enamel, it requires fluoride. Enamel makes the teeth 10 times, fluoride makes the teeth 10 times stronger. Okay, what's the role of fluoride? Fluoride makes the teeth 10 times stronger. Fluoride makes the enamel 10 times stronger. Okay, now, then the inner layer of the teeth, and it is now, what is enamel? Enamel is the hardest layer of the teeth. It is difficult to break or chip. Okay, then the second layer of the teeth is known as dentine. Dentine contain numerous spaces which are filled with cytoplasm. That means dentine is a living layer of the teeth. Can you say that? Dentine is a living layer of the teeth because it contains cytoplasm in it. Whereas enamel is the non-living layer of the teeth. But it gives protection to the teeth. Okay, fine? Now, and then dentine is the second layer of the teeth which contains cytoplasm in it. That means it is a living layer of the teeth. And then comes the innermost layer of the teeth, which is known as pulp cavity. This pulp cavity contains blood vessels and nerve endings. Now, what's the role of these blood vessels? The role of these blood vessels is to supply the blood to this cytoplasm with oxygen and glucose so that it will remain alive. And then the nerve endings. Clear? Now, this is known as gum or root. Root of the teeth. The part of the teeth which is embedded in the gum, this is gum. The part of the teeth which is embedded in the gum is called root. And the part of the teeth which is present in the buccal cavity is known as crown. So what is crown? Crown is the exposed part of the teeth which is present in the buccal cavity. वो part teeth का जो buccal cavity के अंदर present होगा, जो हमारा exposed part होता है, this part is known as crown. And the part of the teeth which is embedded in the root is, in the gum is called teeth. So teeth has three main parts. Number 1 is the enamel. Enamel is the hardest non-living layer of the teeth, and the synthesis of enamel, it requires fluoride. It is difficult to break or chip it, but once enamel gets dissolved, the teeth gets more prone to infection. Fine? Now how the infection it happens? For example, if there are leftover food in between the teeth, if there is any food remain, then what happens? Bacteria will act upon this food
and break down teeth.
Leftover food. Bacteria will act upon the food and release what? Acid. Now what's the role of this acid? Of course this acid will dissolve enamel. Fine. What's the role of this acid? This acid will dissolve enamel. Now this is called decay. This is called decay. Now if this decay penetrates in the dentine, then the teeth become more prone to decay. Fine? And eventually, when it reaches the pulp cavity, then we feel pain. Because our nerve endings get exposed, that's why we feel pain. Clear? So when we feel pain, when the decay, it penetrates inside the pulp cavity, then we feel pain. This is called dental decay. Why the dental decay happens? Whenever there is a leftover food in between our teeth, then the bacteria will act upon the food and release acid. What's the role of this acid? This acid will dissolve the enamel, because enamel is the first hardest layer of the teeth. Once the enamel gets dissolved, it will penetrate inside the dentine and act upon it. And eventually it will reach the pulp cavity. Once it reaches the pulp cavity, as our nerve ending get exposed, due to which it will cause pain. Okay, this is called dental decay. Now, how to prevent the dental decay? Dental decay से कैसे prevent कर सकते हैं? Number 1,
Brush,
the
floss.
teeth immediately after a meal. It is not the chocolate which is causing dental decay. Okay, we should not take food in small parcels. Stop taking food in small parcels. Just brush your teeth immediately after a meal. Do dental floss. Use of fluoridated toothpaste. Use of dairy products. Visit dentist regularly for dental checkup. Fine. These are the preventions for dental decay. Now, plaque. What is plaque? Plaque is the yellow colored substances which is formed on the surface of the teeth. Now, how the plaque is formed? Leftover food plus bacteria plus saliva and acid, they form plaque. So what is plaque? Plaque is food plus bacteria plus saliva, it forms plaque. Because saliva, it provides water, and bacteria, because of the presence of this water, the chemical activity, it begins. Clear? समझ में आ गई वाली बात? Now, there are 4 different types of teeth which are present in our mouth. The front